I unlocked my front door. The house was dark. Everything looked normal. Then, I heard water running upstairs. I stood there. I didn't move. I listened again. The sound was real. I live alone. So, who was inside my house? I stood by the front door. The water was still running upstairs. I looked around the living room. Nothing seemed different. The lights were off. The windows were closed. Everything looked exactly the way I left it. Maybe I was just tired. Maybe the sound came from another apartment. I held my breath. Then I heard it again. This time, I was sure. The sound was coming from upstairs. Someone was using water in my house. My hands started shaking. I slowly took out my phone. Should I call the police? Or should I check first? If someone was really inside, would they hear me talking? I looked at the stairs. They were completely dark. I didn't call anyone. Not yet. I wanted to know what was happening. I picked up the heavy flashlight from the table. My heart was beating so fast that I could hear it. One slow step, then another. I started walking toward the stairs. Before I reached the first step, the water suddenly stopped. I stopped moving. The whole house became silent. I listened carefully. Nothing. Not a single sound. Maybe whoever was upstairs had heard me come home. I looked at my phone again. My finger was over the call button. Then I heard a floorboard creak. Someone had just taken a step. I quickly turned off my phone screen. I didn't want anyone upstairs to see the light. I stayed perfectly still. Another creak. Then another. The footsteps were slow. They weren't coming downstairs. They were moving across the second floor. I knew every room upstairs. Whoever was there was walking toward my bedroom. I couldn't wait anymore. I slowly walked to the bottom of the stairs. The second floor was completely dark. I pointed my flashlight upward. Nothing. No movement. No voices. Then, a shadow crossed the hallway for less than a second. I froze. Someone was definitely up there. I held the flashlight with both hands. My legs felt heavy. Every step on the stairs made a loud sound. Creak, creak, creak. I stopped halfway. I listened. Nothing. No footsteps. No water. No voices. Maybe whoever was upstairs was waiting for me. I took another step. I reached the second floor. The hallway was empty. Every bedroom door was closed. The bathroom door was slightly open. The light inside was off. But the floor was wet. Fresh water was slowly running. Across the hallway, someone had been there just seconds ago. Then, I heard a soft click behind me. I turned around as fast as I could. Nothing. The hallway was empty. My breathing became louder. I looked back at the bathroom. The door was opening by itself, very slowly. I raised my flashlight and waited to see. Who would come out? The bathroom door opened. I pointed my flashlight inside. Nobody. The shower was off. The sink was dry. I looked around every corner. There was nowhere to hide. I took one slow step inside. Then I heard a door close somewhere behind me. I ran back into the hallway. Every bedroom door was still closed, but one door looked different. My bedroom door. It was open now. I was sure it had been closed a minute ago. Someone had moved while I was checking the bathroom. Whoever was inside was still avoiding me. I slowly walked toward my bedroom. The door was open just enough to see inside. The room was dark. I reached for the light switch. Before I could touch it, a man's voice came from inside. "Please don't be scared." I froze. I slowly turned on the bedroom light. A man stood beside the window. He didn't move. He raised both hands. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. "I don't want to hurt you." I had never seen him before. My phone was still in my hand. I was ready to call the police. Then he said something that made me stop. I was trying to leave. The man took one step back. "I came into the wrong house," he said. "I live next door." He pointed toward the shared balcony. I thought this was my apartment. He looked embarrassed. "My key opened your door." I remembered something. Last week, the building manager had changed several door locks. Could they have made a mistake? A few minutes later, the building manager arrived. He looked shocked. He checked both keys. Then he apologized again and again. The wrong lock had been installed on my front door. The man next door had opened my apartment by mistake. He heard me come home and panicked. He turned off the shower. He tried to leave without scaring me. I smiled with relief. But that night, I changed every lock in my house. The next morning, everything was back to normal. But every time I unlocked my front door, I remember that night. Would you go upstairs or call the police first? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more English stories. See you next time. It was almost 10 p.m. I was walking home alone. The street was quiet. Then, I heard footsteps behind me. I didn't look back. I kept walking. The footsteps were still there. I walked faster. The person behind me walked faster too. My heart was beating fast. I had only one thought. Was someone following me? I stopped for a second. The footsteps stopped too. I started walking again. A few seconds later, I heard them again. Step, step, step. I wanted to look back, but I was afraid. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe I was just thinking too much. I took a deep breath. Then I kept walking. But something didn't feel right. I looked across the street. There was no one there. I looked in front of me. The road was almost empty. Maybe I was just tired. Maybe I was only imagining it. I slowed down. Then I walked a little faster. A few seconds later, I heard the footsteps again. They were still behind me. This time, I knew it was real. I wanted to know the truth. So I crossed the street. I didn't do it too fast. I wanted to stay calm. After a few seconds, I looked through a shop window. I could see the street behind me. Then, I saw the same person. He crossed the street too. My heart started beating faster. He was still following me. I didn't know what to do. Should I run? Should I turn around? Or should I keep walking? I looked at the time. It was almost 10:10 p.m. There were only a few people on the street. I took out my phone. I wanted to call someone, but then I stopped. What if I was wrong? What if that person was just walking home? I decided to do one more thing. I turned left at the next corner. I never walked that way. It was a different street. I hoped the person would keep going. But after a few seconds, I heard the footsteps again. I looked through another shop window. The same person was there. He turned left too. Now, I was really scared. I saw a convenience store. The lights were still on. Without thinking, I walked inside. A young man was working at the counter. I looked around the store. Everything looked normal. I started to feel a little better. Then the door opened. I looked up. The same person walked into the store. He looked at me. Then he started walking toward me. I didn't move. My hands were shaking. The man stopped a few steps away. He didn't smile. He looked at me for a few seconds. Then he said, "Excuse me." I didn't answer. He took one more step. I held my phone tightly. I was ready to call for help. Then, he slowly reached into his jacket pocket. I couldn't breathe. I watched his hand. Slowly, he took something out of his pocket. It wasn't a phone. It wasn't a wallet. It was a small key. He looked at the key. Then he looked at me. "Excuse me," he said again. "I think this is yours." I looked at the key. I had never seen it before. I looked at the key again. Then I shook my head. "I'm sorry," I said. "It's not mine." The man looked surprised. He looked at the key. Then he looked at me again. For a few seconds, neither of us said anything. He looked confused. So was I. The man looked behind me. Then he pointed across the street. "There," he said. I turned around. A young woman was walking away. She was wearing the same blue coat as me. The man smiled. "I thought you were her. I've been trying to catch her." At that moment, I finally understood everything. I looked at the woman. Then I looked back at the man. He smiled and said, "I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to scare you." I smiled a little. "It's okay," I said. "I thought you were following me." He laughed. I guess we were both confused. For the first time that night, I felt relaxed. The man looked across the street. There she is, he said. He smiled at me. I'm so sorry. I have to catch her. Before I could say anything, he started running. I watched him cross the street. A few seconds later, he reached the woman. The woman stopped. The man showed her the key. She checked her bag. Then she smiled. She thanked him. I smiled too. Now I knew he wasn't following me. He was only trying to help someone. I walked home slowly. The street didn't feel so scary anymore. That night, I learned something important. Sometimes, the story we create in our minds is very different from the truth. I smiled. Then I kept walking home. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every week, you'll learn real English through simple and interesting stories. See you in the next story. My phone rang. To 13 a.m. Unknown number. I stared at the screen. I almost didn't answer. Then, it rang again. I took a deep breath and answered. A man's voice said, "Is this Sarah?" I froze. How did he know my name? I didn't say anything. The room was completely quiet. I could hear my own breathing. The man waited. Then he asked again, "Is this Sarah?" "Yes," I answered. "But who are you?" He didn't reply. For a few seconds, neither of us spoke. Then he finally said, "Please don't hang up." His voice sounded calm, but something didn't feel right. I looked at the phone. The number was still unknown. I almost ended the call. It was late. I was tired, and I didn't know this man. Then he spoke again. "I know this is strange, but I really need to talk to you." He didn't sound angry. He didn't sound dangerous. He just sounded very serious. I stayed silent. He didn't rush me. Then he said, "I found something." I looked around my apartment. "What do you mean?" I asked. "It belongs to you." My heart started beating faster. "What did you find?" There was another long pause. Then he said, "I'll explain." I held my phone tightly. "What do you want?" I asked. The man was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "I don't want your money. I don't want to sell you anything. I just need 5 minutes." His voice was still calm, but I didn't know if I could believe him. I had never talked to this man before. So why was he calling me? "I know you're scared," he said. "If I were you, I would feel the same." That surprised me. He didn't sound like a scammer. He didn't ask for my bank account. He didn't ask for a password. Instead, he said, "Please listen first. Then you can decide." I took a deep breath. Maybe I should hear him out. "Thank you," he said softly. "I'll be quick. I found something yesterday. I think it belongs to you." I looked at the phone again. "What is it?" I asked. He didn't answer. Instead, he asked, "Did you go to River Coffee yesterday afternoon?" I stopped breathing for a second. How did he know that? "Yes," I said. "I was there yesterday." The man sounded relieved. "I thought so. I saw you leave the coffee shop. You were talking on your phone. You looked like you were in a hurry." I closed my eyes for a second. He was right. Everything he said was true. But one question was still in my mind. Why was he watching me? "I wasn't watching you," he said. "I was sitting near the window. You walked past my table. After you left, I noticed something on the floor. I picked it up. I wanted to give it back, but you were already gone." I listened carefully. For the first time, the story started to make sense. "What did you find?" I asked again. This time, he answered, "A brown leather wallet." I quickly stood up. My heart was racing. I looked at my bag. Then I opened it. I checked every pocket. My wallet was gone. I couldn't believe I hadn't noticed. I picked up my phone again. "I'm sorry," I said. "I believe you now, but it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't think it's safe to meet tonight." The man understood. "I agree," he said. "You should never meet a stranger this late." His answer made me feel a little more comfortable. "How about tomorrow?" I asked. "There is a coffee shop near the police station. It's always busy. We can meet there. 10 o'clock. "That sounds good," he replied. "I'll bring your wallet." Before hanging up, he said, "Thank you for trusting me." The next morning, I arrived a little early. The coffee shop was already full. People were talking. Some were reading. Some were working. Then I saw him. He didn't wave. He didn't call my name. He simply held up a brown leather wallet. It was mine. I walked toward him. "Hi, I'm Sarah." He smiled. "I'm Daniel." He handed me the wallet. My hands were shaking. I opened it slowly. My driver's license was inside. My bank cards were still there. Then I counted my money. Nothing was missing. I looked up at him. "Everything is here." "Thank you so much," I said. "You saved me." He smiled. "I just did what I hoped someone would do for me." I took out some money. "Please take this." He shook his head. "No, your thank you is enough." For a moment, neither of us said anything. Then we both smiled. As I walked back to my car, I looked at my wallet again. Last night, I was afraid of an unknown caller. Today, I was thankful for a stranger. Sometimes, we expect the worst, but sometimes, people surprise us in the best possible way. Be honest, would you answer that call? Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more English stories. See you next time. I was driving home. Everything was normal. Then, Blue lights flashed behind me. I looked in my mirror. A police car. My heart started beating faster. I pulled over. The officer got out. He looked serious. Then he walked toward my car. The police officer stopped beside my car. He looked at me through the window. I rolled it down. "Good evening," he said. "May I see your driver's license, please?" His voice was calm, but my hands were shaking. I gave him my license. He looked at it. Then he looked at me again. He didn't say anything. He looked at my license one more time. Then he walked back to his police car. I stayed in my seat. I looked in my mirror. What is happening? I asked myself. Everything had been normal just a minute ago. Now, I couldn't stop worrying. A few minutes passed. It felt much longer. The officer got out of his car again. He walked toward me. This time, he looked more serious. He stopped next to my window. Then he said, "Please step out of the car." I opened the car door slowly. The night was very quiet. I stepped outside. The officer looked at me. "Is this your car?" he asked. "Yes," I answered. "Have you been driving it all day?" "Yes." He nodded, but he still looked serious. The officer walked around my car. He looked at the front. Then he looked at the back. He checked the license plate. He wrote something down. I didn't understand. I wanted to ask him, but I was afraid. So I waited. The officer came back. He looked at me for a moment. Then he asked, "Have you lent your car to anyone?" "No," I said. "Only me." He was quiet again. Then he said, "Something doesn't look right." I looked at the officer. "Is there a problem?" I asked. He didn't answer right away. Instead, he looked at my car again. Then he said, "Please stay calm. We just need to check something." My heart started beating faster. I had no idea what was happening. The officer spoke into his radio. I couldn't hear the words. A second police car arrived. Now there were two officers. They looked at my car. Then they looked at each other. Nobody smiled. I felt more nervous every second. One officer walked toward me. "Don't worry," he said. "We just have one more question." He looked at my license again. Then he asked, "Have you changed your license plate recently?" I looked at him. "No," I said. "Never." The officer nodded slowly. The officer took a deep breath. "I think we know what happened," he said. He pointed at my license plate. "Your car looks almost the same as another one. The license plate is very similar. We were looking for that car." I looked at my car. Then I looked at him. I couldn't believe it. The officer showed me a photo. The car was the same color, the same model, even the same year. Only one letter on the license plate was different. I looked at the photo. Then I smiled a little. Now everything made sense. The officer smiled. "I'm sorry for the trouble," he said. We had to be careful. I understand, I replied. He gave me my license back. You're free to go. I smiled. Thank you, officer. Then I got back into my car. I started my car again. The road was quiet. Everything looked the same, but I felt very different. A few minutes ago, I thought my night was over. Now, I was just happy to be driving home. As I drove away, I looked in my mirror one last time. The police cars were getting smaller. I smiled. Sometimes, one small mistake can make a normal day feel very scary. But not every scary moment has a bad ending. That night, I learned something important. It's easy to be afraid when we don't know the truth. Sometimes, the answer is much simpler than we imagine. I took a deep breath. Then I drove home. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every week, you'll learn real English through simple and interesting stories. See you in the next story. One story, better English, better life.